Hello, this is Lydia, and somehow, in the midst of my procrastination, I always end up watching Amy Lynn Thompson's channel, and she does a lot of Empties videos, which is where she goes through like her empty products and then she reviews them. And I'm always like, oh, this is so cool and interesting, but like, I wear makeup like once a week despite the somewhat ludicrous amount of product that is now on my face at 9:28 in the evening. And if I was to go through like personal care products, it would be like, here's the two different therapeutic shampoos I put on my head. I don't really know if they work, but they seem like they're kind of effective, which would probably not be quality content. But this semester, I was like, oh wait, what do I end up using way too much of and spend a lot more money than I should on? Wax melts. So this is going to be a fall semester wax melt empties review because I have a lot of cleaning to do and I don't want to clean, so instead I will churn out low quality content for like two relatives to look at. Yeah, okay, let's do that. So my first empty wax melt container of the semester is this vanilla caramel spice wax melt from Better Homes and Gardens, and I purchased this from Walmart for $2. And I really like this scent. Let me just see if I can give you some notes, reviews. It smells very much like, definitely like pastries baking in the oven, which is obviously the effect they were going for from the packaging. It was a little bit of like a cloyingly sweet scent, and I sort of suspected this when I bought the wax melt, so I always would put in 1 cube of this cinnamon and spice wax melt value pack, which I have 4 wax melts left, so I won't really be reviewing it in this video. But this wasn't a very strong scent, surprisingly considering that it was cinnamon, so I would mix it in with this very strong but slightly too sweet scent to give it some undertones. And so I would say with the cinnamon, I would give this like 5 of 5 stars, and then without, probably like 3.5 stars. Like, it definitely was kind of like getting there, but it still needed something, and I don't think I would have liked to have it in my room burning without the cinnamon. Okay, the next one I used up is the Burt's Bees Eucalyptus Mint wax melts, and I have a lot of strong opinions about these wax melts. I sort of just had to force myself to get through them because I was like, okay, Lydia, you are not purchasing any more wax melts until you get through this one that you already have that you spent way too much for. These were, I believe, a little bit more than $4 at Walmart. Not Walmart, Target. It was like, oh, let's be fancy and go to Target to buy some natural soy wax melts. And this is the eucalyptus mint scent. And for me, when I buy something with eucalyptus and mint in it, I want like a really strong sort of Vicks Vapo Rub type scent. And so the scent itself is very strong in the packaging. Like, when you smell it, it's like, yes, this is what I wanted. Like, not too cloying, but very eucalyptus minty. And then when I put it in the wax melter, it would be like I could smell it while sitting at my desk a few feet away, but then I would step away from my desk and I would no longer smell it. So that was not helpful and didn't really fulfill the need I had, because if I wanted to smell eucalyptus mint at my desk, I could just like have essential oils on my desk and sniff them every once in a while. So this kind of defeated the point of having wax melts. But my main complaint with these is that they did not like come out easily. They had they would break apart into pieces when I tried to take one out. instead of coming out as like one cohesive cube. And I think that this shape really did help with that. You can see that there's still little bits of soy wax in there that are falling. And I've had other soy wax melts that didn't do that. And then it was just really frustrating because the soy wax somehow wasn't of a hard enough consistency that it wouldn't like melt in my hand. Like, see, the bits are melting. So I'd have like this melty mess on my hand, and then I couldn't even get a full cube. So I think if they're going to stick with this consistency for the Burt's Bees soy wax melts, they really need to like have them pre-packaged in little cubes or something, because otherwise it's just not a satisfactory user experience. So yeah, that's the wax melt that I didn't like. Moving on, we have Scentsational's No Place Like Home scent, which is sweet cinnamon and warm clove. I really enjoyed this wax melt. It didn't require any other wax melts to be burnt with it. It has a really nice, strong cinnamon scent. If you sort of have gone through the candle aisle and like smelled the cinnamon scented things and liked that, you'll probably like this. Yeah, it's a really nice scent. I enjoyed it. It was also $2 at Walmart, I believe, for 6 wax melt cubes. I got this one way back when I first got my wax melter in like late September-ish, and I really was able to like make these wax melt cubes last for a long time in my burner. Usually what I do is, instead of like pouring them back in the container, I'll like put it in the burner and then I'll melt it and then I'll let it re-harden and then just do that a few times. And then eventually you have to take it out, and I put it in like sort of an oiled mason jar and put the hot wax in there and then let it cool and then take it out. But otherwise it will burn if you leave it in there for too long. But I found these like great scent, would go throughout my dorm room. It was wonderful. Yeah, and then just eventually I would switch it out because I got tired of it. But like, no complaints. Lasted me through the whole semester. It was wonderful. Then we have Better Homes and Gardens Perfect Winter Kiss, Winter Cuddle, and Frosted Mint. This one I think was somewhere between like $2 and $3.50 at Walmart. And when I got it, it had like blue cubes here along this column, and then green cubes here along this column. So this scent was Winter Cuddle, and this scent was Frosted Mint. And they worked really well in the wax melter together. It's a very, like, men's cologne-esque scent. Like, it has sort of that, like, musky undertone to it. It isn't like those scents that's super, like, fruity and light. And it doesn't have a really distinct mint scent as much as it has kind of, you know, like that combination to it. But it did have nice mint undertones, and it was very refreshing. And when I first got my wax melter, I had just these two, so I'd alternate, and I found it very enjoyable. My only complaint is I found myself getting tired of this scent pretty quickly. Like, just something about it was kind of on my nose. It was like the sensation of smelling unused cat litter without the unused cat litter. So that would get unpleasant after a while, as you might imagine. So I would have to retire this somewhat more quickly than I would have to retire this. But overall, I found it really enjoyable. I was impressed last night because I had put like the last 2 cubes in so that I could have it as part of this Empties video. And then I left it and forgot about it when I went to sleep. And when I woke up and was like, oh no, I have left the wax melts. Have they destroyed the wax melter? I found no like brown burnt bits at the bottom of my wax melter, which I thought was really impressive because that means it was like a clean burn and that it didn't burn at the bottom. Whereas certainly with these wax melts, every time I've left them for a bit too long, then there's been like burns in the bottom of my wax melter. So yep, those are my wax melt empties reviews for the end of fall semester 2017. So just to review, this was like 5 stars with, not that, we don't like you, this, with this. This, I'll give it like a 2.5 for effort. I mean, like, I really liked this in here, and it led to me purchasing it, but was not worth the money, would not recommend supporting this company. Well, like, I love Burt's Bees for others' products, but would not recommend purchasing these wax melts or wax melts from this brand, because since having a negative experience, I've read reviews of their other wax melts, and it seems like it's the same deal. Then we have these, I would say pretty much, yeah, like 4 or 5 stars. And this I'll give maybe like 4 stars, maybe like 3.75 to 4 stars, just because I'm really confused by the cat litter sensation thing. And I don't think that should be a thing. So they should figure out their wax melt formula a little bit better, because that was confusing. So anyway, bye! Thank you for watching this very rambly video about wax melts. Yay!